Yo, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while. I missed everybody a lot. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to get a shiny in Pokemon Go. That's right, I finally finished this video, so I'm going to get down to it. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tong, aka The Last Hot Sauce. I do all things related to Pokemon Go news, tips, tricks, and vlogs, and I also sell hot sauce, aka The Last Hot Sauce. Check out my website right here if you're interested, and it'll be a great way to support my channel. Before we begin, I want to talk about two things. First, where I've been. Well, a few weeks ago when I uploaded my last video, I started getting itchy throat. And then a few days afterwards, I started getting a cough. And then it went on for about like 4 or 5 days. And then what happened was I lost my sense of smell and taste. If you guys have been following the news, you guys know what that probably meant. And I got really scared, so I locked myself in a room, I quarantined myself, and I, of course, got a COVID test. That took about 10 days, and I just got it back like a few days ago. And thankfully, I am COVID negative. But it was weird, it took 10 days, and by the time I got back, I felt fine afterwards. So that's pretty much where I've been. And next up I want to talk about is my girlfriend's birthday. Happy birthday, babe, I love you a lot. And without my girlfriend, this channel wouldn't be around because I think most content creators can agree that every time they upload a video, they kind of hate it. So my girlfriend, she's been like the bedrock to this channel. She's the one that gives me confidence and when I don't have confidence in myself and in this channel. So she's been keeping me going ever since it started. So happy birthday, babe. I love you a lot. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and supporting me. Alright, so this video is going to be jam-packed full of information. And I want to get one thing out of the way. There is no secret method to get a shiny. That's one thing I want you guys to understand, that if I tell you to do A, you automatically go get a shiny. Anybody telling you the magic secret to getting a shiny, they're lying. But in this video, what I can do is to increase your probability to get shinies, because shinies is all about probability rates. All the information that we're going to go through in this video is going to help you understand just mechanics of Pokemon Go, the shiny rates, the spawn rates. So basically when you go out, you won't be lost and you won't know what to do and you won't be frustrated. Next thing is, all the information that we're going to go through here is based on the Surfroad findings. If you guys are unaware, the Surfroad is an organization with players around the world to help gather data in relation to Pokemon Go, because Niantic, well, they don't really tell us anything. I'll leave all the links in the description below so you guys can check out everything that we talked about further in detail. Now let's get started with the first part. Shiny rates for each aspect of the game. So for wild hunting, just for like going out in the wild, no weather boost, no event boost, Surfroad has found to be about 1 in 450 to get a shiny. Next up we have raids. Raids is about 1 out of 20. This is the same for the 3-hour event. Well, 3-hour event is like 1 out of 10, but I think in general it's like 1 out of 20 for a safe bet. Although some people might speculate this because some people take like about like 30 or 40 raids to get the first shinies. Some people have even done like 100 raids before they've got the first Mewtwo. If you guys see all my videos for shiny hunting and raids, I usually get them about in the first day. Within the first or second day, it's not too hard. And it does take me about 1 to 20 raids. It's on general for me at least. As you guys can see in my videos, I struggle sometimes, like even for my shiny Rayquaza. My shiny Mewtwo was pretty fast, it was pretty easy to get. But the worst one for me was shiny Lugia when it first came out. It took me about 1 out of 60 raids. It took me about 60 raids, and shiny Ho-Oh took me about 50 raids. But again, this is generally just an average rate for how many shinies you get for raids. In comparison to what we're going to talk about next is hatching eggs, which is about 1 out of 50. And this is kind of iffy because, remember, this is 1 out of 50 of the one type of egg. So if you want to get like a shiny Riolu, it's about 1 out of 50 per se, but you have to hatch 50 Riolus. Out of all the Pokemon that are in different eggs, you know, it's hard to hatch one Riolu to begin with, let alone 50 Riolus. So keep that in mind when you're hatching eggs for shinies. I would say don't put too much emphasis on hatching eggs because, again, there's so many varieties in eggs, it's hard to hatch the same ones. Alright, next up we're going to talk about shiny rates for events. Of course, the easiest way to get shiny in Pokemon Go is through Community Day. Community Days are monthly events where Niantic features a certain Pokemon for a certain amount of hours. Before COVID it was about 3 hours, but during COVID it's about 6 hours now. And it could change later on when you see this video. But the average shiny rates for Community Day is 1 out of 25. Pretty easy to get, and yeah, it's the easiest way to get shinies in Pokemon Go. medium events from what Silph has dubbed as a medium event, which is Safari Zone and Go Fest, which is about 1 in 133. Next up is permanent boost shiny rates for a certain type of Pokemon after certain event. So these Pokemon have been featured in the event already. The shiny rate has increased, but then afterwards, Niantic just kind of left them like that. So they're pretty easy to get. And if you ever go to like a Scyther nest, yeah, I had my field day with Scythers at Scyther nest one time to get shinies. Keep that in mind that sometimes Niantic will feature a Pokemon and they'll leave like the shiny rate boosted just permanently. So for every event, the shiny rate will vary. Sometimes be easy to get. Like I believe the winter event, shiny Stantler was easier to get than shiny Snover. Sometimes it's a little bit harder, like for Dragon Week. Daynos were just non-existent at all. They weren't even popping out from eggs. It was so low, Niantic had to redo the event. Of course, Niantic will have these kind of issues from time to time, but just let you guys know that it's going to vary from each event. But for Spotlight Hour, there have been a lot of discussion if the shiny rate are increased during that time or not. And from what I found online, is that it's not boosted. Although the type of Pokemon for Spotlight Hour is like boosted like Community Day, the shiny rates are not boosted. Just a little FYI for you guys. But for Spotlight Hour, and generally speaking, they are popping out a lot, enough to like be able to find them pretty easily. Not easily, but if you just like grind it out pretty hard, like I normally do, I usually get one shiny at least. From the Spotlight Hour, so you have a lot of opportunities to get shinies, even though the shiny rates are not boosted. Alright, so now we're into like the meat of the video, the technical part. Everything that I go through in my mind before I go out shiny hunting for a particular type. So one thing you have to understand is that there are 3 types of spawn point. The first one being hour. So one spawn point will only spawn up one Pokemon every hour. The second one would be half an hour, same thing, just a half an hour. And the third one is called an event spawn point. So you guys notice that like for Community Day, when you go out hunting, you see a lot more Pokemon than you normally see if you were to go out there on a regular day, right? Those are called event spawn points. So during this time for the pandemic, all the spawn points are activated. Even in general at home, you're seeing a lot more Pokemon than you would normally see, because even the event spawn points that are normally not activated are activated right now 24/7 because of the pandemic. Niantic wants to keep everybody at home or wants to encourage people to stay at home. After the pandemic, we're not going to be sure if the event spawn point is going to be still activated or is it going to be decreased. Normally it's not around until like a specific type of event like Community Day or like a big event. It's not going to be activated for every single event. For big events where they want to have a lot of spawns, they will activate them. Next up I want to talk about is Incense and lure modules. So a lot of people have been wondering if they are affected by events and by location, by weather. From what I read online, it seems to be activated basically on the event and for the weather. So if you were to go out to like a water biome or a grass biome, it's not going to favor towards one or the other. It's going to just favor towards the weather and the event, which seems to be like all the time nowadays. Like Niantic has like an event like all the time. So for this event right now, I'm seeing a certain type of Pokemon. If I was to use the Incense, it will mostly favor these type of Pokemon that are like found in the wild right now for this type of event. Alright, so next up I want to talk about nests. When you go out to a nest, basically each spawn point will favor that nest type Pokemon about 25% more than other Pokemon. This will also vary depending on the weather. So if you're to go hunting for a water type Pokemon at a water nest, yeah, you get some water Pokemon, but you'll see a lot more during its weather boosts, like rainy weather. That goes into a factor when I go shiny hunting as well. And along with that, I also check out the events. So if the event is like spawning like nothing but like grass type Pokemon, then I'm gonna go to a grass type Pokemon nest. So recently for the unlocking event, the first week of the unlocking event, they start popping up like dark Pokemons and poison type Pokemon. With that being said, I went to a Quagunk nest because the event favor Quagunk as the spawn type and the nest also favor Quagunk. And lastly, I'll wait until cloudy weather. So there's 3 things that will help increase Quagunk at the Quagunk nest. And sure enough, I got a shiny Quagunk on the second night. Alright, so these are the list of factors that I go through in my head every time I go shiny hunting. First one is check out the nest. Is the nest good? Does it have a lot of spawn points? Remember, 3 types of spawn points. Definitely make sure that it has a lot of spawn points because lure modules and Incense can only do so much. Next up, I check out the weather. Is the weather be favoring towards it? Because weather does affect the spawn point a lot. I haven't found any data on how much weather affects the spawn points. If you have found any research on it, please comment below. I look for it, like really look for it, and I couldn't find anything about weather, how much it affects the spawn points. Next up, I look at the event. Is the event type Pokemon that are featured, is it favoring towards the Pokemon that I'm looking for? So if you go through the tips and guidelines that I just talked about in this video, it will definitely help increase your chances of getting a shiny in Pokemon Go. Some of the interesting myths that I encounter is one, if you buy like a new item in a store, it'll help increase your chance of getting shiny. Another interesting myth is that people quit the game for a little while. They believe that like, okay, Niantic sees this account inactive for a little while. Okay, maybe they might give them like a shiny boost whenever they come back to help encourage them to stay in the game more. Another one is to find this woman named Sammy. If you guys check out my bag on community video here, there's a woman named Sammy that was my good luck and my girlfriend's good luck. Like, we got so many shiny bag-ons every time we found her. But that has also not been proven, only for bag on community, because she did not want to be around us for other communities afterwards. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. I'm going to try to post more videos, but in the meantime, I'm going to quarantine myself for a little bit longer just to be safe. Even though my test says negative, I just want to be safe and just, you know, stay away from people for a little bit longer, just for the meantime. But I will be posting videos in the near future. And plus, I don't really care about Mega Evolutions, to be honest. If you guys want to hear me bitch about Mega Evolutions, let me know down in the comments and I'll make a video. But if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, you want to see more videos from me, subscribe to my channel for all things related to Pokemon Go news, tips, tricks, and vlogs. I'm Tong, aka the last hot sauce. I'll see you guys all in the next one, alright? Peace.